Coming up on World's Greenest Homes. In Ridgeway, Ontario, we're checking out a converted pump house. Wow. Okay, that's just Lake Erie water.
Very, very simple system.
Then it's off to Seattle, where an innovative home
It just opens up so many more possibilities.
shows off its true colors.
100% recyclable, extremely strong.
And then over to a straw bale home in Scottsdale, where cleanliness is next to a toilet? What's going on with that?
That's Kevin's version of a bidet.
Join us as we visit the world's greenest and most extraordinary homes on the planet. Ridgeway, Ontario. It's a nature lover's paradise and only a few hours' drive from the booming city of Toronto. This small town right on the shore of Lake Erie is an ideal spot for trading in the big city for a little bit of cottage living. The structure was originally built to direct water into town for the fire department, but after undergoing a complete transformation in 2007, it's now a gorgeous 3,000 square foot home with 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. This old pump house has got some new life breathed into her with a second floor addition, but it still has many of its original eco features. Its rustic feel stone exterior and ice wall. Inside is a warm contemporary setting that's super energy efficient with amazing views of the lake. But upstairs has the best, rooms whose walls are completely made of glass. Along this narrow stretch of beach, a determined architect has found a way to harness the immense power of the lake and transform a historic pump house into an eco-family-friendly home. And the people to do it were architect Jason Pizzacarola and his wife Nadine.
We went for a walk one day, and we just saw this old stone building. It kind of looked interesting, and right away I had sort of a vision for it. We wanted the pump house to still look to a degree like a pump house.
Look outside, you see the lake and the birds and all that, so it's really nice.
Jason, how are you, man?
Good, John. How you doing?
And is this considered the front of the house?
Some people say the lake's the front. Some people say the road's the front. I think this is the front. Come on in. So this is our main floor here.
This is the original pump house right here.
This is the original pump house. It was all open, and just the social interaction with open concept is quite nice. Overflow of kitchen into living area. So all the space being utilized as best it can be.
Are those the existing openings for the windows?
Existing openings, yeah. And we put in new windows, new Energy Star windows.
And are you embracing the fact that you have so much natural light?
Exactly. It's very rare we turn on a light during the day. You're saving the environment, you're saving money.
And obviously this floor wasn't here though before.
No. There was a structural concrete slab, and we did a radiant in-floor system and an overpour. Okay. And then we polished the concrete.
The radiant floor system, I mean, does it permeate enough heat for the entire house?
Yes, and what it does is that the heat runs across your body, and you're always in contact with the heat, which is different from the forced air system.
Here's the direct path to the kitchen, right? I'll just follow the crack. Give me the lowdown.
Well, concrete usually cracks. We had an option of either saw cutting it 10 by 10 or just letting concrete do what it does, and that's what we did. So we just let it crack, and it actually formed up a nice little pattern here.
Kitchen, what were the decisions in terms of design influences in here?
Well, mainly formaldehyde-free. That was a big concern. Appliances are all Energy Star. Lighting, trying to reduce by using compact fluorescent.
And something that will last a lifetime. You went with your basic just granite?
Yeah, we went with the granite really to tie into the rock.
But it's upstairs where the conversion gets personal.
So you come up the stairs here. This is what we're calling the gallery.
Pump houses didn't have little niches like this, though. I mean, this is a very modern touch.
We've assembled some pieces that we found when we were traveling, and over time, I'm gonna create some sculptures out of steel for these things when I get all in my spare time.
Yeah. Flooring surface completely different from what we had on the main floor.
This here is cork, very sustainable material. The tree is not harvested. The bark is stripped, and very long-lasting, very durable. So here we have the master bedroom.
Master bedroom with a masterful view. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's actually a great view. When laying down in bed, all you see is water.
glass isn't the highest insulated product that you can use.
Right.
So this might be a pretty cold room. I mean, what's this room like in the winter with the winter winds whipping at you?
In this instance, we use the insulated blinds. So at night, we pull the blinds shut, and that retains our heat.
Okay, nice view, but you really have to like this bathroom. Not surprising, it has a dual flush toilet and energy-efficient fixtures. But sink and tub, that's kind of a interesting shape.
Yeah, I just really like the form, the egg-shaped tub, nice big soaker. Just a rain shower. It's just like being outside in the rain.
Well, with these sliding doors and a deck right there, it's almost like an outdoor shower.
Exactly, yeah.
Like literally. Man, you've got to love this. This room seems to extend over the water and gives you the feeling you're hovering over it. Glass room, yeah, it's definitely got a lot of glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been quite an experience here, just going through some storms, lightning storms, wind storms, snowstorms, all of it.
You just wanted a big kind of an atrium room to sort of watch the weather come in?
Exactly.
As cool as watching storms can be, sometimes the weather can turn dangerous, especially when you're this close to the water. I'm looking at that door, and that's not like any exterior door I've seen to a patio. It's like a roll-up door. It's like I'm in a factory.
Exactly. So 2 years ago, the ice shoved up past the first break wall, past the second break wall. It was about to enter the house, but you know, good thing we got this thing. Wow. So that's our last line of defense, and it's worked pretty good over time.
As a pump house, naturally, it originally fed water to the fire department. And the really cool thing is that it still can.
The line that was put in about 100 years ago is still operating. That line leads down into our basement. On the way from the lake to the tank, it increases in temperature about 10 degrees. We take that water and pump it through our furnace and does heating and air conditioning.
This I've got to see. So what, this little green pump in the corner is pumping all that water into your house?
That's it. Down here is the tank. This is the Swiss cheese hole we made.
How deep is that?
About 14 feet.
Okay, that's just Lake Erie water.
Very, very simple system.
It's just water, that's all it is.
Water, yeah.
They say an architect's home is never finished, and it's no surprise that Jason is no exception. He's still planning to add solar heating and wind power. It takes amazing determination and courage to weather the various storms that are unique to this gorgeous location. But for this couple, the eco-benefits have made it more than worth it. From one city by the water to another, we're off to the Pacific Northwest and Seattle, Washington. Its nickname is the Emerald City. With lush trees, access to the ocean, Seattle is an urban oasis that's fully embraced its green future. And it's here, cutting-edge green architects have taken the lead in innovation. This two-story, 2,100 square foot home was built in 2008 with 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. The suburbs have never looked so, well, unlike the suburbs. These eco-friendly translucent windows extend up 2 floors. Inside is a bright, minimal concept living space, so well made, it was given a 5-star rating by the Seattle Green Building Association. This is a very cool home, one that Sam and Angie Lai and their 3 kids call PC1. PC for politically correct.
We wanted it to be an efficient house and we wanted to bring light in, so we weren't trying to make a statement and we weren't trying to be PC, but we weren't trying not to be PC either. We were just trying to be honest, and that's kind of where the name PC1 came from.
I love the front gate because it means that Manny has an outdoor play area where he's completely fenced in to the interior of the house. So it just opens up so many more possibilities for play.
Sam and Angie knew what they wanted, so to make it happen, they reached out to green architect Mark Haslip, who set out to create their upscale urban retreat.
There was this desire to have some connection to the street while also having the ability to create privacy at the same time.
Right. We have a private deck that can be closed off when we're out there barbecuing or having dinner outside. And we have a large gathering, we're able to pivot the screen up.
The 14-foot cedar screen flips open with the simple push of a button. You've gotta love that. While the cedar came from close by, the wood from the fence came from even closer.
When we first bought the lot, there was a bunch of old black bamboo that was growing on the lot. We decided that we would salvage the bamboo, so what we did is we cut those bits of bamboo and built a fence out of it.
The polycarbonate was probably the most amazing find that we had. 100% recyclable, extremely strong, something like 200 times the strength of glass. Highly UV resistant. This is all just natural daylighting. Its lightweight allowed us to actually span both floors, and it goes from the very front of the house almost the full length of the house.
It's definitely a hit with the kids.
On brighter sunny days, the polycarbonate wall can also work in conjunction with the concrete floors that we have.
It takes up the energy from the daytime and releases it slowly at night, but then also in the summertime acts as a heat sink and pulls away some of the heat.
But talk about cool.
One of the best opportunities we found to make the space in the great room convertible was by putting LED programmable light fixtures in between polycarbonate layers.
That feature is something that comes into play more in the evening hours.
It's like their own private nightclub.
The LED light fixtures are extremely efficient in comparison to incandescent or even CFL bulbs in that the fixtures themselves will last a good 30 years.
It was important from the very beginning that the kitchen is the focal point of the house, and it was also important to keep this as open as possible to maximize the daylighting coming from the polycarbonate wall.
Some of the materials we used for the kitchen include bamboo with grain-matched leaf doors, as well as paper stone for the countertops, which is made out of recycled paper resin.
Who would have thought that recycled paper could be used to make something this amazing?
And, of course, energy-efficient appliances.
The house is designed to take full advantage of natural light, and the upstairs spa-like master bath is no exception.
This was definitely one of the more challenging spaces in the house, determining how to incorporate the polycarbonate wall. We went with a standalone tub, which allowed us to pull the tub away from the polycarbonate, and then utilized a plate of glass in between the polycarbonate and the vanity area. Some of the materials that we used, again, is the paper stone from the kitchen countertop. The polycarbonate panels continue up onto the second level.
We wanted a sanctuary from the kids, but at the same time, we wanted to have a lot of natural light.
Natural light is great, but with those colored lights and the natural gas fireplace, it seems sleeping isn't the first thing that comes to mind.
At night, we have 100% control over the lighting and the mood of this room by changing the color of the space.
Yeah, like I said.
Adjacent to the master bedroom, there's a balcony, a private balcony, that allows for us to potentially put our mattress out there with the kiddos and have a little slumber party out there. But at the same time, we have 100% privacy. You could stand out there with your towel and still be totally private.
It also provides a great deal of natural ventilation. You get some pretty good airflow through here.
That's right.
I guess the last item that is somewhat hidden is below us.
Below is a 3,000-gallon cistern where all the rainwater is collected and used in the garden. From the entryway, through the bright open living space, and even upstairs, the home is the epitome of cutting-edge green design. In one quiet American neighborhood, Sam and Angie have redefined contemporary eco-design and shown that when you go green, anything is possible. Arizona, the Grand Canyon state, where the hot desert climate has forced people for centuries to come up with inventive ways to use all this sun to their best advantage. Scottsdale is a city that used to be the West's most western town. Although these days you're more likely to hear "good day" rather than "yippee-ki-yay." But there are still a few cowboys blazing new trails in Scottsdale, including the area's first straw bale home. It was built in 1999 and has 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. One of the most unique features of this 2,800 square foot home is its huge cooling tower that juts out like a giant cactus. Inside, it's ranch style with a large open living room, 2 dining rooms, and featuring a funky yellow fireplace. The kitchen is itching for entertaining, made easy with eco-friendly appliances. The bedrooms are down the hall and let in the bright southern light from these oversized and recycled French doors. And there's nothing finer than a cool dip in the pool. Here in Scottsdale, a typical southwestern Arizona neighborhood is a house that manages to make a modern family happy, using some very old-fashioned ideas. Architect Kevin Edwards lives here with his wife Stacy and their 2 kids Hollis and Austin. When Kevin first designed his home, he was a true eco groundbreaker.
I've been very geared to alternative energy and architecture since day one in the 70s, and that's been my passion. I was eager to get my hands into building for my young family.
Kevin, how are you doing?
Hi, John.
This is a straw bale house.
Yeah.
Kevin, make me understand the process. I look at this and I see essentially a stucco house.
Initially, you have all the straw exposed, but we encapsulate it with a metal lathing, and then we plaster or stucco right over top of that straw and gives us that exterior finish.
Straw bale is also great for insulation, but what makes it really popular is that it's usually cheaper, easier to find, and easier to work with than the alternatives. The 3 little pigs, is this gonna blow over? I mean,
It's a post and beam construction, much like a barn or a commercial building, so it's a big bad wolf cannot blow it over.
here we go. You can really tell about the depths of these walls, can't you?
Yeah.
Like this is all straw bale right
That's
here.
right.
It's 24 inches.
Absolutely.
This isn't hay, right? There's a big difference between hay and straw.
Good point, and a lot of sea slickers don't understand it. Yeah, it's not food. It's simply a byproduct of the cereal grains, grown right here locally.
You're using the oldest materials known to man, straw and wood. I mean, look at these beams.
These are ponderosa pine trees, and they are structural.
Ponderosa pine can get as tall as 180 feet in the Southwest. Oh yeah, and the bark? You can't miss its vanilla smell. And I can tell by your personality, you're a colorful man. You're popping color everywhere.
And the interior walls are actually not painted. They're dyed with an iron oxide.
Iron oxide is non-toxic and has been around forever. So long, in fact, that early prehistoric cave paintings were made from this type of dye. What about the kitchen design?
We wanted to have a utilitarian type of kitchen and not something that was just large.
What about the big black ominous?
It's a custom-built refrigerator, and they claim to be the world's most energy efficient. But, you know, everything's got a pro and con, right? It tends to build up with ice, and we have to defrost it periodically. And
Like, are you taking a crowbar to? It's not that much ice that you got to take a
steel spatula?
Yeah.
No, it's not too difficult. You go into the kids' rooms, it's pretty fun. Well, I incorporated a lot of the straw in the ceiling of the bedrooms. It kind of acts like an acoustic barrier, so kids being loud, you know, loud music and all that, it helps to dampen the sound.
It also helps to put the master bedroom on the other side of the house. Kevin, I'm sensing Stacy's influence in this room. There's no way you laid out all the pillows. There's no way.
You know, all the decorations you see throughout the house, she pretty much has charge of.
A very rustic wood material above your beams.
I thought it'd make a nice texture and a good way to break up the ceiling.
You can tell the windows you put in, those are old as well. Where did they come from?
Yeah, they came from an old school building, which they're perfect. I love the shape of them. I like the configuration of them.
It's not quite as original as it looks. Kevin kept the frames, but he replaced the windows with energy-efficient dual-pane glass. Bathroom is that way?
Yes, the bathroom's over here.
Kevin, for your domestic water, how is your system set up?
We have a recirc pump throughout the house, so we have pretty much instant hot water.
And since the water isn't running as it's heating up, it's great for conservation. This place is full of surprises. What do we have?
This is a cooling tower, and the technology originates in the Middle East from the wind towers that exist over there. In the windows there, you've got the misting system that cools the air, and it drops 32 feet per second,
Right, okay.
but it's not being propelled by a fan, it's being propelled by gravity. And it rushes into the inside of the house through these doors right here.
Kevin, how much cooler can this actually make the house?
Well, considerably. It could be at least 15 degrees cooler, if not more.
So that's what this is all about. But time for a little closer inspection.
And then we'll open this.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just a little misting.
It is a misting system.
Then that makes the air heavy, cooler, and makes it drop.
If you want to get a little closer, climb up on this thing, and then you can see.
Kevin, I'm a TV host. I'm gonna get my hair wet.
Okay, yeah. This could be a problem.
Oh, totally. That's great. This is totally cool. Seriously. From one wet area to another, Kevin's pool.
We've put a salt system in here, so it doesn't have the harsh chlorines. So that's a bonus.
Natural stone is a diving board. How unique is that?
When I was a kid, we used to jump off rocks a lot, so I thought it was appropriate.
How's it secured?
Well, it's so heavy.
Yeah,
that
it secures itself.
Stacy and I felt that it would be very important to build a sustainable home, so we decided together that we would embark on building a straw bale house together.
Kevin drew upon the best ancient systems and combined them with today's newest technologies, building and designing a home that seeks to influence the next generation of green home builders. Oh, that's nice. That's Arizona living. You can't miss the feature. I mean, you have a shower head with water control on your wall of your toilet. What's going on with that?
I call that's Kevin's version of a bidet.
But with a bidet, traditionally you're able to control the water. I mean, here, it could fly everywhere. Like, you don't have a drain in there, obviously.
Well, you're kind of sitting on the toilet and using it between your legs. And
I'm not going to ask for a demonstration. I know.